Smartphone season is on and I've already covered a slew of devices on the channel, and this craziness, by the way, isn't stopping anytime soon. So today I've got two new smartphones. These are the Motorola Edge 20 Fusion and the Motorola Edge 20. I've been eagerly waiting for both these devices, and in this video I'll be giving you my initial thoughts on both these smartphones. Hello everyone, Aman here from Mr. Phone, and before we begin, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest videos. Let me start with the Motorola Edge 20 Fusion, and the first thing you'll realize when you take this phone in your hand is how nimble it feels for a phone that has a large screen and a 5000 mAh battery under the hood. It is good to see that Motorola has paid attention to the design here, and it shows. For instance, I love how the camera module looks like. I think it's unique. The rear has this matte sort of a frosted finish, and especially this graphite color that I have looks so freaking cool. Although I miss the dimpled Motorola Batwing logo, to be honest, which used to have the fingerprint sensor embedded. The good news is Motorola thankfully still has a physical fingerprint sensor, a side-mounted physical fingerprint sensor that is, and it is any day faster and accurate than an in-display fingerprint solution. Moving on to the front, and this right here is a large 10-bit DCI-P3 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate. And the emphasis here should be on the 10-bit display part, because that's a big deal, guys. And just to give a one-line comparison, a 10-bit panel supports over 1 billion colors versus 16 million colors on an 8-bit display that is available on many other smartphones. Now this reminds me of the Nord CE 5G, a phone that does have a lot of negative points, but one of its strong suits is its 8-bit AMOLED display. But I guess Motorola trumps the Nord here hands down. I mean, it's not even funny. You guys can literally see the difference on your screens right now. Not only is Motorola's screen far better than that of the Nord CE, I think it can easily qualify in the top 3 best phone displays in the 20,000 to 25,000 rupees price segment. Anyway, getting back to the Nord CE, and now that we have compared the Nord CE with the Motorola Edge 20 Fusion, I also want to compare the software on both the smartphones. Now, OnePlus is known for offering Oxygen OS, which is known to being close to stock Android, but with the Edge 20 Fusion, you are getting stock Android itself, so that's the real deal. So unlike Oxygen OS, stock Android has always been the OG light and zippy software that gets the job done. And remember, with stock Android, the other advantage you get is of no bloatware, something that all the other phone makers are notorious for loading their devices with. So on the Edge 20 Fusion, along with stock Android, you also get MyUX, Motorola's custom app that only gives you the essential features that you need. And again, all this is done inside a single app and not scattered around in the name of different apps across the UI. Finally, the software is protected by ThinkShield security at the core, so peace of mind there as well. Plus, with Ready for PC, you can truly find unique ways of seamlessly working on your phone as well as a PC. Hardware-wise, this phone has the Dimensity 800U chipset under the hood, a solid chip no doubt, and since this is a 5G SoC, you are getting support for a total of 13 5G bands. Motorola calls this a true 5G smartphone, and yes, it makes sense. I mean, what does the competition offer? The Nord CE 1 band of 5G, the Mi 10i, I guess a couple of bands, the Galaxy M42 for that matter, 4 bands if I'm not wrong. But this right here, as I said, is offering you, the Edge 20 Fusion is offering you 13 bands of 5G, and that is how you do future-proof. Otherwise, in terms of day-to-day use, the Dimensity 800U holds up pretty fine. Even high graphics intensive games such as Call of Duty Mobile and Asphalt 9 shouldn't be an issue at all. Battery life has also been great. Of course, it is a Motorola we are talking about, but still, for context, the 5000 mAh cell has been easily lasting me 2 days on a single charge with around 20% battery left, and that's when I charge this phone. As of now, I've only charged this device 3 times. This reminds me that you also get a 30-watt turbocharger in the box, which fuels the phone from 0 to 100 in about 75 minutes. Coming to the camera, 3 lenses at the back. You get a 108 megapixel main lens, an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens that also doubles up as a macro lens, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. At the front is a 32 megapixel camera for selfies. Of course, there are only a few photo samples that I've taken since this is not a full review, and also as I've only had these devices for about a week, I will reserve the final judgment for later, only after I've done thorough testing. That said, I'm also throwing in some comparison shots of the Mi 10i, another phone with a 108 megapixel camera, and the Nord SE that comes with a 64 megapixel main camera. And according to me, I think guys, the Mi 10i is definitely better than the Nord in most cases, but the Motorola is definitely ahead of both. I mean, it is just evident by looking at the photos. Share your thoughts, folks. Which phone do you think did a better job here? Let me know in the comments. Now it is time to take a look at the Motorola Edge 20, guys, and this one is a showstopper. It is the slimmest and lightest 5G phone in the country. This phone supports 11 bands of 5G. It has a boxy design, a matte finish on the frame, frosted finish at the back. The camera module looks even sexier than that of the Edge 20 Fusion. And call me flashy, but I love this emerald green shade. Of course, to make this phone slim and light, you only get a 4000 mAh battery under the hood. However, will you be surprised if I tell you that with medium to heavy usage, I am easily able to last about a day and a half on a single charge. Not to forget, the 30-watt charger takes this phone from 0 to 100% in just about an hour. Moving on, the Motorola Edge 20 is powered by the Snapdragon 778G chipset, the same chip which is also present in the Realme GT Master Edition. And since I have that phone with me, I thought why not do a little comparison of these two as well. So in terms of general performance, both phones are neck and neck, both won't disappoint you. However, in between the two, I do think so that the Motorola Edge 20 does have a slight advantage thanks to stock Android, which definitely feels lighter in operation versus a Realme UI. Even gaming for that matter, while the Realme GT Master Edition did a terrific job and games such as BGMI and COD Mobile are complemented well with the 360Hz touch sampling rate on offer here, but Motorola definitely does it better. I was surprised to see how much of a performance increase the 576Hz touch sampling rate on the Edge 20 brings to the table. Again, 360Hz is the standard, most phones do that, but good to see Motorola provide something beyond exceptional. I mean, if I'm not wrong, even the ROG Phone 5 doesn't give you a 576Hz touch sampling rate, and that is a gaming smartphone. Now, the ROG phone reminds me that the Motorola Edge 20 also features a 144Hz high refresh rate screen, but still costs 20,000 rupees lesser than the ROG. So this is a large 6.7-inch AMOLED display. It has 144Hz refresh rate, 576Hz touch sampling rate, HDR10 plus support, again 1 billion colors with 10-bit AMOLED technology, DCI-P3 coverage, and so on. See, 90Hz displays are fine. The Edge 20 Fusion does a good job for its price. The 120Hz displays are even better. The GT Master does an exceptional job again, but you have to experience 144Hz in person to understand how fast, fluid, and refined it feels over a 90Hz or even a 120Hz panel. Finally, let's take a look at the camera of the Motorola Edge 20. Again, three lenses you are getting here: a 108 megapixel main camera, a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle camera that also doubles up as a macro camera, and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. At the front, you are getting a 32 megapixel camera for selfies. It's very good to see the choice of lenses Motorola has gone for on the smartphone. I mean, every other smartphone manufacturer is putting those useless macro lenses, while on the Edge 20 you are getting a telephoto lens with the 2x optical zoom, and the ultra wide lens anyway doubles up as the macro lens as well. Here are some of the photo samples that I took with the Motorola Edge 20. Please take a look, guys, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, Snapdragon 778's ISP coupled with Motorola software definitely does a good job when it comes to the camera performance. But yeah, you guys also let me know, how do you find the photos? And finally, with Ready for Wireless and PC, you can play games, make video calls, or do so much more on any big screen, including your TV, desktop, or PC. And this is the kind of software innovation that just doesn't exist in any other smartphone in this price segment. So that's about it, guys. Those were my first impressions on the brand new Motorola Edge 20 and the Edge 20 Fusion. Let me know what you guys think about both these smartphones in the comments. As always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Mr. Phone. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.